right, man. Let's talk about I think Detroit Pistons talk on Instagram posted the top 5 candidate coaching list to replace Dwane Casey. Hopefully by the time you see this video, I have the Casey video up. I forgot about that one. About his decision to either basically get fired or move to the front office. So the list had Mark Jackson 1, Ime Udoka 2, Kenny Atkinson 3, 4. Jesus, who was number 4? I forgot who was number 4. And 5 was Sam Cassell for sure. Okay, my bad. 4 was Jerry Stackhouse, 5 Sam Cassell. So I like them all. I've mentioned Kenny Atkinson before. Thought he did a really good job with a young Brooklyn Nets team, and Kyrie got him fired and all the rest of that shit that went on there. Mark Jackson, we know he getting whiteboarded out the league for his religious views. Even though he tries to deny it to keep his job at ESPN with the NBA, covering the NBA. And I'll kind of break down each one of them. So not my top 5 per se, but I guess it would be close. I can't really think of nobody else. I think Mike Brown was the perfect fit. And people talk about, well, we need a defensive-minded coach. I think Mike Brown was the perfect fit for Sacramento because offensively, they already had it figured out. Passing big man Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox was already established as the man. They knew they could score, So that's the difference. He just had to get them to commit on the defensive side of the floor. With Detroit, they don't have anything. No offense, no defense, no identity. So that's different. So we start off at number 1. We go 1 down, right? Great thing about Mark Jackson, played in this league, was a true point guard, and he willing to change to his personnel. He's willing to be an innovator. He was the one that helped innovate Steph and Clay into this league and let them shoot the ball the way they shoot the ball. He the one that took the shackles off them and let them play their game. And one thing about that, I think he gonna play to what Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey do best, and that's attack the rim. Get them going downhill, creating for the shooters and the people around them. And I think that's what they do best, play with pace. And I think he's going to emphasize them playing on the defensive side of the floor. He understands that. And I like those two things. He's going to play to their strengths. He's not going to make it a 3-point shootout. He's going to have them attack. He's going to let the shooters shoot. And when they get in the rhythm, then he'll start letting them kind of shoot a little bit. So players coach. I think they like Casey. You would like a God-fearing man like Mark Jackson. One of the top assist getters in the league. I think him and Cade mesh really, really well. You would think, especially with how people try to, project what's going on in the NBA, or you got these old coaches or players that grew up in a different era that's scared to change with the times. It's like Dwane Casey changed with the times too much. And he turned the Pistons into a 3-point shooting team. He feel like that's what you got to do to win in this league. No, I keep telling y'all, it's like it's like the stock market, or it's like betting. Let's say betting. You just trying to beat the odds. That's it. Whatever your parlay, whatever your bet is, you're just trying to beat the odds. So you're trying to beat the trend in the NBA, which is 3-point shooting. How do you beat it? You defend, effort, defend, and you attack the paint. Because once you attack the paint, the beautiful thing about it is you get 3-point plays, you get to the free throw line, you get guys in foul trouble. You know what I'm saying? And then once they got to respect you in the paint, guess what? Then you kick it out and start shooting threes when they start backing off. So I think Mark Jackson is a phenomenal innovator and a phenomenal player. And I think he could take Cade and Jaden Ivey to the next level all the way around. 2 was Ime Udoka, speak for itself. Players coach, but rule with an iron fist. Kind of like Dwane Casey, but with better leadership skills. Nice guy, but he's stern. You heard what Marcus Smart said. He righted that. He righted that ship that Kyrie destroyed in Boston, right? Credit to them. Brad Stevenson couldn't get it, under control. But the thing about him coming here is, guess what? That's not an issue. these guys are still young, trying to find their way, and he can mold them however you want to mold. So there's no restoration process as far as, excuse me, my neck is killing me, mental makeup. You know, as far as no issues going in the locker room, seem like they get along really well. He know what it take to get, what it's gonna take for them to get there. So, so both defensively had one of the top 2 defensive teams last year. Golden State and Boston made it to the finals. So, one thing he gonna run into an issue in Detroit is not having a real point guard. And Boston fixed that getting Michael Brogdon. If he can stay healthy, that's exactly what they need. And, you know, his thing is going to be, this thing in Detroit is going to be, it's going to be, you know, just, you know, just building their confidence back up, showing them how to win, all that type of stuff. So that's just going to be his thing. It's just starting from scratch. But the thing about it, too, that you put in there by Ime Udoka, a little tidbit that you might want to throw in there, is that, you know, if Jaylen Brown really want to leave, you know, could he cut Jaylen Brown to come to Detroit? You know, I know Jaylen Brown, you know, probably want his own team, but nobody do about himself. He come to Detroit, he had the credentials, and he'll fit. Even with Victor Wembanyama, you know, I said they get Victor Wembanyama, you know, could they put something together for Jaylen Brown? That'd be interesting. That'd be very interesting. So, be interesting, you know. Don't know if he would want to come to Detroit or whatever, but Ime Udoka here, you know, couldn't hurt. But if you don't end up with a Wembanyama or Brandon Miller, then I would easily try to send that pick over and get him over here, or multiple picks going into the future, and a few players. So, yeah, that might work. He showed he could play, you know, play next to another superstar. He could defend and do a lot of great things. So, Ime Udoka might kind of be the key to getting to Jaylen Brown in Detroit. A little tidbit: Kenny Atkinson did a good job with a young Brooklyn team. DeAndre Russell, they jacked up a lot of threes. That's kind of what kind of concerned me with him a little bit, was the amount of threes Brooklyn was jacking up. But that's just who DeAndre Russell was, and Karis LeVert and company was, whoever else was on that team. That's the only thing that concerned me. Did a great job with the young Brooklyn Nets team. Was really turning the corner before they got Kyrie and KD. So, yeah, I think he was going to be the coach of the Charlotte Hornets. Chose to go back to Golden State, I believe. But, yeah, definitely a prime coaching candidate to be next up. If I had a concern about him, it'd just be that. I think he was, you know, doing a great job getting them to turn the corner, doing a great job getting them to defend him and buy in and all that stuff. So, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much, like I said, I wouldn't be mad with any of these three. Stackhouse, former Piston, doing a great job at Vanderbilt with limited resources. He was voted the SEC Coach of the Year by the SEC coaches. Yeah, I mean, Detroit guy, they never gave Bill Laimbeer a chance. What's crazy is they should have gave Bill Laimbeer a chance, and they giving Jeff Van Gundy and all. We don't take care of the bad boys and former players. Who are? Who gonna take care of them? But yeah, I like the fact that possibly bringing in Jerry Stackhouse. Yeah, you know a lot of the players, know the game, rising, won to a G League championship, won one, I believe. If he didn't win both, I think he won one and won one. Nick Nurse won one and got a opportunity in Toronto. Nick Nurse could be available too. He weighing his future in Toronto. So, but yeah, I would love Jerry Stackhouse. Obviously respected. Then a lot of people don't know he was the youngest of like 7-8 kids or something like that. So yeah, I think the players will love it, the city will love it. Young guy. Coach already been kind of in the NBA already. You love it. And Sam Cassell worked his way through the ranks. Was a really smart player. Won 2 championships with the Houston Rockets, I believe. Well, I think it was 1 or 2. I think he might have been on both those teams. Then, they had a really good team in Milwaukee. The big three of Ray Allen, Sam Cassell, and former number 1 overall pick, Glenn Big Dog Robinson. His son played at Michigan. So, So he had a lot of success in this team. I mean, he even had a really good big three going too in Minnesota with Kevin Garnett, Latrell Sprewell, and himself. And they just ran into a juggernaut named Shaq and Kobe. That was one of my favorite teams to watch. So, but yeah, you know, Sam's a smart guy, earned his stripes, and I think he deserved a chance in this league, and I think he do pretty well. I think Willie Green doing pretty well in New Orleans. You know, with all the injuries, you know, if they was healthy, you know, Willie Green would probably be coach of the year right there with Mike Brown. So Sam Cassell, really smart guy. Shout out to Willie Green from Detroit, Cooley High, UD Mercy. But I do think Sam Cassell, smart coach, another really good point guard, played at a high level and can't do nothing but help Cade and Sam Cassell. I mean, and Jay Ivey. Can't do nothing but help him. Been in the league, deserve a shot. If I had to be honest, any of these guys I'd be happy with. If you wanted me to rank them to how I want them, Ime Udoka, Mark Jackson, Jerry Stackhouse, Sam Cassell, Kenny Atkinson. I'm happy with either of them, bro. But, you know, I would love to see Sam get a shot too, bro. I used to love Sam Cassell as a player, so I would love see Sam get a shot, man. I really would. You know, I would love to see Sam get a shot. I would love it. So, I mean, we have to wait and see. And one thing, you know, people will probably ask, you know, how attractive is this job? I mean, if they get the number one pick, it's very attractive. They get a top 3 pick, I think it's attractive. Got a lot of young pieces here. You just got to know what Troy Weaver looking for and what's going to be the dynamic of power control here. You know, if I don't like some players, Troy Weaver going to agree with me on not liking some of these players and moving them out of here. So it's $1 million question. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Appreciate the love and support. One time for the one time. Good for the TV. Peace.